Hello everyone, my name is Dystopic, and on this channel I do commentary, reviews, news, and reactions. So let's get straight into talking about the Minecraft movie and its unfinished CGI variant. Now, as you may know, the Minecraft movie features the actors as following: Jason Momoa, Jack Black, Emma Myers, Jennifer Coolidge, Sebastian Eugene Hansen, and Danielle Brooks. Now, what's intriguing about this movie is, of course, everyone knows this movie is huge, alright?
It's massive.
It's the second highest grossing video game movie of all time behind Super Mario Bros. Movie and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Now, if the cast and the placement is not enough to tell you this movie is huge, it's also a good thing to note that it literally made 163 million opening domestically and 150 million overseas. So that's quite an impressive feat. Along with that, it's important to note that the movie's quite literally been in the stages of development for over a decade. So that's also an important aspect as far as how hyped this movie was. Now, before I talk about my experience watching this version of the film, I would like to warn you guys, please just don't watch this version of the film if you genuinely want to enjoy a complete movie experience. It's basically like watching a Toy Story animation test from the 90s, depending on, which scene you're watching in the movie. But instead, I would just highly recommend that you guys just watch the film in your local theater, or if that's not possible, then I suggest you just wait till the film releases on different streaming platforms in its digital HD form. And before you ask how to watch this version of the film, no, I'm not telling you. So let's get into my experience. Now, I think that the Minecraft movie itself was quite an interesting film. It's got the stupidity of Adam Sandler type movies. It's, regardless if you want to label it this way, it is a Jack Black film, if that makes sense. It's got all of the stupidity and the humor of a Jack Black type film. And so people were coming out of the gate and they were thinking, we want it to be serious. Well, it didn't exactly turn out that way. And so not everyone's going to be happy with this movie, but I just wanted to mention this is not a review or a critique of the movie. I'm just going to straight out of the gate tell you right now, the first few scenes of the movie in the unfinished version, everything is looking just fine, okay? Your experience in the movie, you're enjoying it. You're like, okay, this looks great. Steve is doing what he's normally doing. Well, then a few scenes later, I kid you not, he builds a wool house, all right? He's got the wool house, and the wool house is just like this green screen pixelated mess. And then, you have Dennis, Steve's dog, and Dennis, he goes to pet Dennis, and well, first when he feeds Dennis the bone, it looks gorgeous, right? It looks just straight out of the trailers, it looks great just as we had hoped for. Well, then you get straight into that, and then Dennis is like this weird cropped in CGI, and you see Steve's hand going through Dennis. Now, like I said, this isn't a critique on this version of the movie. It's just me saying what the experience is for someone to watch this. Why you would want to watch it, besides having shits and giggles about it, I don't know. But that's what I watched it for. And honestly, it would be better off if you watched it when you're intoxicated, like some people do on YouTube. Because honestly, it was so funny. Honestly, it made the movie funnier. Now, I don't really want to go into spoilers about things, but I just want to say there are some key moments when, there are important things that are happening with characters. And I'm telling you, watching it unfinished is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Okay, minor spoiler. There's a moment when they're getting chased by Ghast, right? We've seen it in the trailer. They have the elytras, they're flying. Oh my god, it was so funny. They're flying with a background, and there's these blender cubes, and it's they're just flying around and it's nothing. And I'm telling you, it was so freaking funny. The background is just literally nothing. And then it'll go to scenes when everything looks perfect, like the movie. And I'll say it's probably 60-40. 60% of the movie looks good, and then 40% of the time it's either somewhat bad, because that's the thing about watching this version of the movie. It ranges severely. So you'll get the version where you'll see later production versions. You'll see a piglin, for example. You'll see their eyes and they'll glow, and sometimes it'll look really great, and then other times it'll look like we're in 2006 animation. And then sometimes it looks so bad that they don't even have color on them. I know there's clips out there, but Dennis, there's a scene where Dennis is literally this brown reddish color, like clay, and he's running into a certain area. It was just really funny. It honestly gave me a very fun time watching it. I thought it was hilarious. And like I said, this is not a complete version. Do not watch this if you want a complete version, dude. It's just not the experience you're looking for. Like, the movie itself is just, it's really, really goofy to watch in this version. I mean, there's scenes where you'll see a variation of a complete villager to the person in the bodysuit wearing the villager outfit. You'll get anywhere from a complete platform that they're walking on to a beautiful world to literally you can see where there's certain animations where they made a physical render of like Steve instead of it actually being him. So it was just a really fun time. I laughed my ass off. It was great. Don't watch it. Don't watch it, okay? Don't watch it. It's terrible, but it's really great, okay? That's all I'll say about it. And guys, if you want to check out different stuff I've made, then why don't you check these 2 videos out right here? And if you like what I'm doing, then why don't you just try and subscribe? Just see what happens, you know? It might spawn in an Enderman and he might like say hi to you or whatever. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next one, okay? Bye-bye.